Niger people. You know the problem with us is that we seem to be inherently selfish people who, as long as everything is okay for us, every other person can go to blazes. That's what is really happening. So now house officers are demanding for their payment, right? Good. Magistrates in Cross River are also demanding for their payments. Trade union, NLC also demanding for increase in minimum wage. Different parts of the country, different people demanding for one thing or the other that affects them. But nobody is coming out to demand for good governance. It seems as if we don't realize the fact that good governance is what will solve all of this problem, right? The bad governance we have right now is the reason why all of these things are being paid. $1.5 billion earmarked for the rehabilitation of Port Harcourt refinery. Where would they see money to pay you? Excuse me? Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. You're waiting for your own salary. When your own salary is good, you get your own salary, you can pay your children's school fees, all of that. Every other person can go to blazes. Let me tell you something. That salary is there. It's in the $1.5 billion. You see the money that is being sent, that is earmarked for security, that is being looted by people, and they will still go and earmark more for that. Your salaries, your minimum wage increment, they are all there. People are coming, and when it is time to come out and demand for a nation so that everybody to work for everybody, people stay away. The trade unions, the professional bodies, you are the biggest problem, including the student union, biggest problem we have in Nigeria. You have what it takes, you have members, you have people, but you will never come out for anything if it doesn't affect you. If it wasn't for salaries, would house officers be out there talking? We will help you to demand now. We will demand when it's time to demand, but they know the numbers have you. They know, okay, government will say, okay, they will do this thing, they will look the other way. When you are all ready, all of us, you will not just be waiting for salary and then increase in minimum wage. You will come out for good governance, for accountability, for transparency, for rule of law, for separation of power, for reduction in the cost of governance. You will come out for everybody to have good quality education. You will come out for everybody to have good healthcare. You will come out and march against corruption. When we are all ready, we will come out for all of these things, not just to wait until it personally affects you. It's about salaries, and that's when you will come out. As long as we continue on that path, as long as the professional bodies do not take up the fight for good governance, as long as trade unions do not take up the fight for good governance, as long as student unions do not take up the fight for good governance, we'll continue to be at the mercy of charlatans who have no business in office, who have found themselves in office, who continue to perpetuate themselves in office because, of course, we don't want to participate in politics. Of course, we don't want to be interested. We leave voting to rural people, to people who have not been opportune to have the education that you and I have, for them to be able to discern, for them to know the relationship between governance and their lives. We allow their illiteracy to be weaponized. We allow their poverty to be weaponized. We are too busy and too fancy doing other things, mocking people who run for politics, refusing to donate to campaign of people who run for politics. Guess what? Those who have looted your wealth will use that money to pay people to vote for them. And then when those people vote for them, those people that they pay to vote for them will come and meet you. That salary you are fighting to get, that money you are still fighting to get, they will make demands on it, they will collect from it, and 4 years again, they will repeat the same cycle, and the same problem will continue. When we are all ready, we will know that fighting for good governance, accountability, and transparency is for all of us. It's not for activists. There's nothing like activists. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Nigeria does not need more activists. Nigeria needs more active citizens. And you and I coming out and taking on our responsibility to make demands on government, it's what will give us a better nation. A nation where good governance is key. A nation where there's accountability and transparency, a nation where there's level playing field for everyone, a nation where there's opportunity for all, not opportunity for those who are in power and their cohorts and their cronies that are in power that will have only the opportunity. No, opportunity where it's not based on your gender, not based on your religion, not based on your tribe, not based on your region, but based on what you bring to the table. Until then, don't worry, we will do the campaign. After a while, you will be back again. Another set will be back. And then the suffering continues. Remember, in Nigeria, being a victim is no longer a matter of if, it is a matter of when. The victim card is going around. And all of us at one time or the other, we come out doing a hashtag or demonstrating or doing something when we're ready to get our nation back and have a nation that is for everyone. A nation where no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. A nation where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. Then it will not be about our selfish needs. It will be about our collective needs. Because indeed, like they said, Ubuntu, I am because we are. Until all of us are, none of us is.